Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melrose. Here on the beautiful island of Barbados, we've had a massive heat wave. Apparently, it was the hottest September since 1969. I'm going to do a week-long blog so you can have a non-tourist idea of what it's like to live on the beautiful island of Barbados. My day always starts the same. I spend approximately 3 hours in the garden every morning unless it's raining. Take a look at what I get up to. This job is the bane of my existence, trimming the grass. It grows so quickly. You have to go out every morning and trim it. And the thing is, this silly little trimmer has a battery that only has a life of about 15 minutes. So I do it in the morning and sometime in the evening. If you blink, the grass is knee high. We used to have someone come and cut the grass for us twice a month, but that got too expensive. It was at least 120 a visit. That's just too much. So I get up and I trim my little heart out. The next job on my to-do list is to tend to my vegetable garden. I've told you this numerous times. It's not been going very well this year. So what I've decided to do, that patch of land down the side of the apartment, I'm going to try and grow something, while my raised bed, I'm going to give that a break and see how I get on here. So I tend to it, I do the weeding, and I planted quite a few vegetables in this spot. The spinach, I planted some aubergines, lots of butternut squash. I've got some peppers on the go. I've been using that organic pest control spray, and that seems to be working so far. Fingers crossed I will get a crop by the January, but we'll see. There's a big clump of spinach here. I love spinach. I eat it nearly every day, but there's far too much here for me. So I'm going to cut it back so I've got more room to grow some other vegetables. Regardless of whether my vegetables are growing or not, I love being out in the garden. It's one of my pleasures. And if it wasn't for the heat, I'd probably be out here all day. Not to mention the benefits for your mental health as well as your physical well-being. I'm giving this area a good prepping because I have some seedlings that I want to be able to put in the ground soon. I've learned through trial and error to have the seedlings grow indoors, and when they're big enough, spray them and then put them outside. I'm just giving the soil an extra boost of nutrition in readiness for the seedlings. The next job on my morning garden list is to water all the plants all around the property. This usually takes me at least 40 minutes, believe it or not. I'm using the barrel water because we've had lots of rain. I bought some seedling tomatoes and they are doing really well. I think they're cherry tomatoes. I bought some other type of tomatoes. I think they're plum, and that was a total waste of money. I think I got two tomatoes out of the 6 trees. Absolute waste of my time, but I suppose that's the nature of gardening. I also purchased a soursop tree. Now, when I purchased it, it was half dead, but I repotted it, fed it with lots of organic matter, and it's looking beautiful. I got this fruit tree from a nursery not too far from where I live. I'm going to insert a picture of that nursery. I wonder if anybody's been there. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, this is what I call a garden centre. The trees are absolutely amazing. And there's places where you can go for a walk. It's got like a trail where you can walk around. It's more than a garden centre. I'm going to pop back there sometime next week because I want to see if they've got any more fruit trees. Speaking of fruit trees, I now have a lime tree and a lemon tree. They're in pots at the moment, little pots at the moment, but I'm hoping they will grow and flourish and give me fresh fruit. It's beginning to get warm out here in the garden, but there's one more job I need to get started, and that's where the planters are. My mistake when I put these planters out was I didn't consider the roof, because what's been happening is when it rains heavy, all the water shoots off and fills up the planters and totally floods the plants, obviously. And it also puts a strain on the planters, and some of them are broken. So I'm going to need to move them all. I don't know if I can move them with the soil in, or if I have to just scoop all the soil out and then move them and then put the soil back in again. I hope not. Now, I've still got a couple of the peppers, and they're not looking very good, but believe it or not, they are bearing fruit. So I don't want to disturb them. So that's another reason why I hesitate. I've got to move them from under this location. I wonder if I'm being foolish to try and move it on my own, especially if I don't know if toads are hiding in the back there. That wasn't too bad. It wasn't as heavy as I thought, and I'm not lifting it up. I'm sort of lifting a little bit and then dragging. So that seems to be okay. So don't worry, I'm not going to hurt myself. I just need to move them far enough away from the roof line so when the water shoots off, it misses and just lands on the ground. Also, I need, obviously, a pathway to get round the garden. Brilliant. I was able to move most of the planters over except for the 2 that are broken. I will have to just take everything out and repair them and then fill them back up with soil. But not a bad morning's work. Oh heck, I've forgotten. One more job left to do. Give the pots on the veranda a water. Oh, have a look at my pathway. It's still holding up. Tomorrow I'm going to do the flower beds, get those weeded, and start work on painting the fencing, I think. But that'll do for now. As it's Sunday, this is all I do. The rest of the day, I do whatever takes my fancy. I think I'm going to head down to Miami Beach for the day, bring my chair and a book and a little drop of something special. Tune in later on in the week and I will show you another average day of an expat living in Barbados.